Farha pairs his 10. Greenstein flops a gut shot straight draw. He bets 4,000.
I'm older.
Player moves all in.
Sammy puts Barry all in.
7 outs.
Actually, it's more than that. Barry must think he's up against a king here.
Okay, I call.
He calls.
Call on the feature table.
There's the good news, Mr. Greenstein. You knew you were beat, but not as bad as you thought.
Feature table.
Not only would an ace or a queen put Barry ahead,
10 of spades for Sammy.
Jack will work as well.
Pair of tens.
Queen would actually ice it.
Six of diamonds changes nothing.
Barry's back is up against the wall here. He needs to connect to stay alive.
Greenstein spikes the jack and doubles up.
Well, you can see on Sammy's face he is displeased with that river card.
That was a good call, man. Hell of a call, man.
File that under sarcastic.
You thought we had 7 outs. You had more than that. Yeah. At 10 outs. Still like my hand, though. Guess so.
Farha needs to keep his focus. He's still got the chip lead.
Close.
Move over to table 4. There's Paul Waska, the 2007 heads-up champ, who is focused and competing here with renewed purpose.
For a while, I was struggling with, why I was playing. For a while, it was just about the money and just about increasing my wealth. Now, I have a different perspective on the game. 2010 is my rededication to poker, and I think that you'll be seeing a lot more of me. I think there's a lot of special things to come in the poker world for me.
Paul earned 6.1 million special things in 2006 as the main event runner-up to Jamie Gold. And that clearly affords him the luxury of focusing on an element other than money, but I don't think that he's overlooked that entirely. By the way, rededication, Craig, what is that all about? Is he going to erect a statue in honor of poker? I don't get it.
Well, what I wanted to say is I think you and I are in the camp where money's still pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Money's good.
Money's the important part for me still. No $6.1 million scores on my resume.
Hansen raised to 3,600 with 10-9. Waska calls with King-7. Waska pairs his king. He checks. Gus bets 4,100.
That's what checking the flop allows your opponent to do. Fire the continuation bet, which more often than not you can count on, especially from a player like Gus Hansen.
Waska calls.
Check calling out of position keeps the pot small in case you're beat and allows your opponent to continue to bluff if you're not beat. That, of course, assuming that you check a second time, which Paul is not doing here. This is an interesting line. He's now leading out. This is a defensive bet. Can smell pretty weak to Gus. He's going to call. Getting about 8-1 with the gut shot straight draw.
River pairs the board. Waska's 2-pair best. He checks.
I like this.
Gus bets 8,400.
Paul's check enabled that there. He doesn't have to worry about betting and getting raised by a potential 4. And instead, he allows Gus to go off for an extra 8,400 on the end. Well played, Paul Waska.
A refocused Paul Waska looking strong. And we'll be back with more from the National Heads Up Poker Championship in a moment. You're watching the 6th Annual National Heads Up Poker Championship from Caesars Palace, Las Vegas, the home of champions, presented by GoDaddy.com. A back-and-forth match at our featured table. Barry Greenstein on the left, now back in the lead against Sam Farha.
Sammy initially doubled up with a set of 3s against Barry's flush draw. Barry came back and spiked a jack on the end when he was all in against Farha's 10s. Tides have definitely turned.
Farha with ace-8 re-raises to 14,000.
Granted, he does have an ace, but this feels a little emotional from Sammy here, like he's had enough of Barry being the aggressor.
And Barry says you can have that one. At table 7, Alan Cunningham all in with ace 10 against Elezra's pocket sixes.
Ace of diamonds, 10 of spades.
Pair against 2 overcards. Not surprising to see all the chips in the middle in a heads-up match under these circumstances. Tends to happen.
Nothing doing for Cunningham. Elezra's sixes still holding.
When I got a pocket pair in this spot, I want you to beat me on the flop. I don't want to see a 10 or an ace peel off on the turn of the river. It tends to hurt so much more.
Cunningham picked up a gut shot straight draw. It's a 10, queen, or ace, or he's eliminated.
Here's the river.
River's the king of hearts, and Elezra will advance.
Round of 16.
And perhaps he'll reach for a bottle of gel next time around. Look at that.
Swinging back to our featured table, Greenstein's chip lead down to just 2,400 against Sammy Farha. Our GoDaddy.com pocket cam shows Sammy's king-queen. He limps in. Pocket aces for Barry. Raises to 7,000.
This might bring an end to Sammy's rally.
Sammy calls. Sammy pairs his queen, but still trails.
This is trouble.
6,000.
Top pair, great kicker up against 2 aces.
Barry bets 6,000.
Hold in.
Sammy shoves all in.
Player moves all in.
I call.
And Barry calls.
Writing was on the wall here. That look from Farha says it all. Not much he could have done about this situation.
2 aces. Barry.
Not over yet, though. Greenstein's got him covered. Sammy can still hit a queen or a king.
Turn no help to Farha.
Dimmer switch heading south.
Barry's better 2 pairs send him into the money for the 5th time and send Sammy home.
Good luck.
Whole deck on that.
That tends to be the outcome when you run into aces. So the round of 16 ushers in a newcomer in Elezra, who pays his first visit to the money, while 09 semifinalist Sammy Farha is sent looking for the nearest blackjack table by Barry Greenstein.
Back at Caesars Palace, Las Vegas, round of 32 action at the National Heads Up Poker Championship. Paul Wassika on the left with an almost 4-to-1 chip advantage over Gus Hansen. Hansen looks at King 7. Raises to 11,000. Paul puts him all in and a quick call from Gus.
Gus definitely wasn't folding after he put 11 of his roughly 15,000 out there. Not sure why he didn't just ship it in to begin with.
Gus Hansen. King of hearts. 7 of spades.
So King 7's going to be where he draws the line.
Paul's ahead in the match on the
He's
hand.
not on the strong side of that line, and he's in danger of being eliminated.
Here's the flop.
Wouldn't know it by how casually he's behaving, though. Does he know something we don't?
Right in the window.
Might not be too casual now. Wassika pairs his 9.
He signs the lead.
Gus does have a gut shot straight draw. A 6 would bring that in. A king will also work.
Hansen straight draw, now open-ended.
4 extra outs to go with the 6 or the king. Gus can hit a jack to double up and stay alive. Anything else, and the Great Dane is going home.
Here's the river.
Gus pairs his 7, but it's too little too late. Wassika's 9's best, and he'll advance.
Not just advance, but make the money. That'll go into that rededication statue fund, right?
The statue's made out of plaster now, but perhaps we'll get to marble in the next round.
I honestly thought that you played fine.
Huh?
I thought you played fine. We both made mistakes.
Well, I had so many 9-3s and 6-3s, so I just folded the button. I don't know. I could have played.
It's all good, man.
Well, it's bracket time, Ali. Round of 32 complete. What stood out from the group on the heart side?
Unquestionably, Annette Obrestad over Phil Hellmuth, the biggest moment so far. The online sensation earning a big live tournament win.
How about the diamonds draw?
Jennifer Harmon ousted by Jerry Yang, her 2nd straight year going out in the round of 32. And Paul Wassika is the only remaining former Heads Up Poker champion left in the field.
All right, I'll put on glasses too, girl.
Doyle.
You're gonna be in bad shape. I'll take the first one.
Still like my hand, though.
It's not the worst I've seen.
We'll see.
That makes my stomach hurt.
It's completely sick.
Can I get a cock, please?
That's trouble for me.
Good job,
I think I'm waiting for my flight.
For Ali Najad and Leanne Tweeden, I'm Craig Hummer saying so long from Caesars Palace, Las Vegas. You've been watching the National Heads Up Poker Championship.
First of all, you have to understand that, right now I'm trying to get on the path to be the greatest poker player of all time. Now, I've fallen off the path a little bit in 2009. So now, in 2010, I'm putting a lot of effort in getting back on the path. Man, my heart is telling me that I'm supposed to put the money in, but my mind can't imagine what I can beat. My read was, she doesn't have it, she doesn't have it, she doesn't have it. You don't have anything to say? You've seen the sick calls that I make. And then I trusted that read. Well, I've kind of forgot that, my read's not always right. I call. Go ahead, good game. It's right in some huge occasions throughout history, but it's not always right, and this time I was wrong.